be back up on the scene with a mean and not for you. All right. I'm going to be ex-officer Kim Potter has been charged with second right, and we got a double whammy today. Well, I'll be damned. We got a double whammy. 2 dumbass decisions and shit fucked up somebody's lives. Fucked up 2 people's lives. One of them permanently fucked up. So, which I'll burn their asses up. Please hit that like button for it and wipe your feet before you come up in my damn house. Hit that share button. Get this information out so we don't make no more bad decisions. And 3, if you like this content, please hit that goddamn subscribe button and shit. Help the boy out and shit. Get this information out. All right. So with that, we go into my damn intro and I'll be back with the goddamn truth. Once again, truth. Let's go.
Inhumanity demands portrayed on the screen so vividly that you flinch. This man showed no mercy in the pursuit and interrogation of his victims. He was called the Witchfinder General.
Witch finding ain't easy. Fucking trick one. Get this one. Y'all can get your heads locked, spin away like prison. Intelligence agencies trace today. Seeing what I did lately. In the job, get rocked. Mountaintops go fly. Fight enough, fight enough. Get them so nice when I explode. Fuck y'all flow. Costume shop roll, catch info like a stroll, feeling old, so grab. They chopped off heads and still spin, burning witches in their skin. You can't lie, we can't die. I know what y'all said. Just as flesh decay, but eternity, I don't see it that way. Pave the road clear is what you said, but your thought gonna leave people dead. Claim to y'all, y'all don't know you. Watch your desires overthrow you. Man fall down, man go boom. Mask wearing like doom. All caps like y'all yelling. That's a rap. Might as well be fellas. Y'all words are never on YouTube, acting precious. This the nexus. Feel the sun from the solar plexus. Taste the breakfast. Finding all those devices that detect us. Yo, show respect, cuz.
And what line of business? God's business. Witch finding? Witch finding. Oh, that's
Y'all be for that extra buzz or some love. Watch the general pull plugs. Internet warriors caught up in dark corridors. Fiction like Mordor. Should have stayed on the floor. Y'all real life more important. Y'all reach you off the shelf. Burn your whole library. See you do it. Look, y'all claim to learn. Reading from the Jewish books. Y'all some cookie crooks. Been caught up with a hook. Spooky beats driving wild. Get stabbed, a knife over the child. Old man, old style. Rock like Hendrix at the aisle. After wow, see Egyptians on the trial. Yeah, you, the one claiming straight from the mind. Burning them. Cats out there, you have faith, you have faith. They really need all this, they can do all this. Maybe they speak languages, curses.
Be the first to see it. Be the first to talk about it. The Witchfinder General.
Goddamn General back on the scene. Back on the scene. How y'all doing this afternoon? We're gonna try to knock on. What's up, Shamian? What's up? What's happening, bro? What's happening? So we got. I'm gonna put the link up in the chat. Anybody want to come on and shit, shoot their shit, talk about this, cuss me out, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying on this topic here. Drop this link in the chat here for y'all. Ooh. Go. All right. Got that up there for y'all. So, I haven't followed this thing too much. I've been shout out to Ivory Scales, the family show. I kind of wanted her to get up out of here, but I saw she was doing live. So, Facebook joint. Go on the road. I got too much time to be fucking with y'all this afternoon. So now, Duante Wright and lady killed this young man, Kim Carter, has been charged with second-degree manslaughter. Like I said, I've been following the thing too much. There's been too many police shootings. The news has been showing too many police shootings for me to catch up. You know what I'm saying? There's too many for me to catch up. But I dropped on this one. I haven't looked at this one yet, so I'm only like about 45 minutes into really like looking into it. Seems to me that this young man here was stopped, traffic violation, that turned bad. The man he found out he was being arrested for a warrant. He decides to escape, fuck the police. And this woman, ex-officer Kim Potter, in the whole situation, grabs her service gun, right? Grabs her handgun instead of her taser. That's right. She grabs her handgun, supposed to be grabbing her taser. She announces that she has her taser, but in actuality, she has her handgun. And she was to deploy the tase. Bullets came out and shot this young man. The young man, I guess, pulled off and later crashed into another vehicle. And this young man is now deceased. Now, y'all know how I talk about bad decisions, right? So we got a double whammy today. We got a motherfucking double whammy. We got two dumbasses. We got two dumbasses on deck today that played a stupid game, won a stupid prize. Right? Yeah, I'm about to drop it. Shamian. So, what I'm going to show here is get right off the rip. Let's get this body cam footage right off the rip so we get this thing on the way. We can see what happened. Right. All right, so let me share this joint here. Boxes, a lot of those niggas. All right. Screen. What's up, Robert H? How you doing? All right, body cam. Boom. All right. So we're gonna see today what happens, and we're gonna listen to what family members had to say about the thing, right? And I was gonna show you multiple issues. Y'all have to see it to believe it. I told y'all, anybody in their right there mind wouldn't believe that shit.
Hey, rest in peace.
We get to that cold crazy ass. Why don't you go back up? All right, here we go. Let's get it.
Around 2 p.m. local time Sunday, police pulled over Wright. The police chief says they stopped Duante Wright because he had an expired registration on his license plate. The release footage begins minutes into the stop.
Let's get it.
And around 2 p.m. local time Sunday, police pulled over. Wright is seen stepping out of his vehicle. Police then tried to take Wright into custody after discovering he has an outstanding warrant. The video shows Wright begins to resist as cuffs are placed on him, and he gets back into the vehicle.
As I watch the video and listen to the officer's commands, it is my belief that
Back, and Wright is taken into the stop and
find out about the warrant. Oh boy, he got the phones on and shit. You know what I'm saying? That fucking expensive ass shit. The man get pulled
shows
over.
police walking up to the car, and then Wright is seen stepping out of his vehicle, discovering he has an outstanding warrant.
Seconds after this point right here, what usually happens? Person gets in the car and tries to take off with the officer right next to the car. And what usually happens, an officer pulls out his fucking handgun and shoots the driver rather than being hit or injured by the car. Y'all people that don't know, the police officer are able to use force above what's the word? Let's say above the means of the situation. Let's say, for example, a man is being arrested, right? And he resists and say, "Fuck you, you punk ass cop! Fucking take your badge off, you bitch ass nigga!" Right? Usually y'all see this happen. A lot of y'all seen this shit happen personally. But that dad, I'll bust your ass, nigga. I'll bust your ass, nigga. I got this weird thing and shit. But anyway, back to the subject. You usually see a cop doesn't have to go toe to toe with you. If you're fighting a cop, the cop does not have to use his hand. He can grab a taser and let you ride that lightning, right? And for that other case, that shit does not mean execution. It means your ass about to get shot, period. That's all it means. I can show y'all video footage with cops, it was a YouTube channel and shit. They used to use that term all the time with their suspect. He could have got lucky. He could have got lucky. As you see, the woman wanted to grab her taser. Whether she did, I honestly don't think the woman grabbed her handgun on purpose to kill this young man. I can see the escalation of the thing. I can see maybe police officers might not be under a sound mind. You know, especially with a female. I'm not saying saying females are any less or anything than the men officers, but in a stage of panic and a heightened situation, mistakes can happen. The mistake she makes is pretty fucking stupid, right? And y'all thought y'all never hear Killer B say this. Yes, I'm fucking stupid, right? So, she might. I don't know if when there's incidents like this, are police officers required to give a urinalysis and shit, give a urine sample after incidents like this. If not, they should be. There should be some law passed for any police officers involved in any shooting or anything. There should be a urine given. Just like DOT drivers and stuff get in car accidents, you get a urine. And if anything in your system, you would be charged accordingly. Right? Now, the woman made a big mistake. Big fucking stupid ass motherfucking mistake. Right? Along with that boy, even dumber than the boy that tries to evade police, right? Let's see what else.
Wright begins to resist as cuffs are placed on him, and he gets back into the vehicle.
Notice her taser is in her right hand. And you notice that police officer on her right.
As cuffs are placed on him, and he gets
his taser
back into the
see, you get a good shot of it. His taser is on his left. You know, most people are right-handed. So your handgun's supposed to be on your strong side, right? And your taser is probably on your opposite hip. Or I see police officers with it in their front and on their back. In reverse, you know, like in the holster reverse. So you're going to grab it with your right hand, right? So you can grab it on your left side with your right hand, right? Not drawing it with your left hand, with your weak hand. You're drawing the gun with your strong hand. So the closest thing to your strong hand is your regular pistol. Your secondary is on the left side, but it's reversed, so it's easily grabbed with your right hand. You heard her say, "Oh shit, I shot him." Now, people tear up the city, all types of fucking crazy ass shit. Stupid ass mistake police made. Police department take care of it. Social justice, the justice system take care of it, right? This woman knew she made a mistake. She knew she fucked up, right? She resigned and everything. She knew she made a motherfucking mistake. And a mistake that could cost her life. Maybe not permanently like Mr. Duante Wright, but her career is over.
As I watched the video and listened to the officers,
it's Black Cop there like, "You dumb ass bitch." You dumb, stupid ass bitch. Right?
Commands, it is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet. This appears to me, from what I've viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright. The officer is currently on administrative leave.
Wright drove several blocks before hitting another vehicle, according to police.
At least you can tell me shit. Most people know my audience kind of fucked up. Is it like bad, too loud, or just like choppy, or what? Let me know in the chat.
Police and medical personnel attempted life-saving measures following the crash, but Wright died at the scene. Wright's mother, Katie, told CNN affiliate Care TV she was on the phone with her son before the shooting. It's unclear to CNN how Katie Wright knew police had hung up the phone. Protests erupted in
I didn't get that part. I don't know. I have to go back.
a suburb outside Minneapolis in the aftermath of the shooting.
There's incidents out here. Shot the shit out of that little kid. Stole a car. They stopped the car. The cop in front of the motherfucking car, on the side of the car. They're going to try to put that motherfucker in drive. They lit that little motherfucker up. Guess what? He should risk getting hit by a motherfucking car for some little motherfucker that wanted to go around and steal and act crazy in the neighborhood. No. Shoot the shit out of that little motherfucker before your ass get killed.
National Guard was also on the scene. The situation turned violent. Crowds marching toward the police department swarmed police cars and started destroying them. Police moved in to disperse the crowds. The chief of police also said bricks and frozen soda cans were thrown at officers, injuring one who was taken to the hospital. And while one group stayed at the police department, a second group of protesters went to a strip mall where businesses were broken into and looted.
We recognize
about 10 miles from where former police officer Darius he released the footage to be transferred.
they expect me to lead a safe city. Okay. And yeah, I'm emotional.
Adrian, for the officer who shot Duante Wright, what is their status in the department? Are they still on active duty?
The officer who shot Duante Wright is on administrative leave, but members of the community are calling for her to be fired, and they're also asking, they say demanding, the chief of police in Brooklyn Center resign.
Wright's aunt spoke in an incredibly compelling interview with our
Community are calling for her to be fired, and they're also asking, they say demanding, the chief of police in Brooklyn Center resign.
Everybody's hurt. This is a young man. He had a son. How can I explain that? I can't explain it. My family is hurt. You've seen his mother, and for 1 minute, y'all don't forget that my brother, he's there as well, his father. This is not a broken home. This is not a broken home. They've been together over 23 years. Over 23 years.
Okay, so the family's been together for 23 years, right? Not a broken home. Not a broken home, right? His mom is white and his dad is black and shit. They ain't going nowhere and shit. Black. That man got a big fat white lady and shit.
My brother has been there. Please do not disregard his feelings because my brother is in pain.
What went through your mind when you heard the police chief say that the officer fired the gun by mistake? She intended to use her taser.
You don't want to know. You really don't want to know what I felt. But I'm going to tell you like this.
And then next,
you know the difference from a fully loaded pistol versus a stun gun. You know the difference. For a little while,
now that I agree with. That pistol was out for quite a while she's talking about taser and shit. That big ass motherfucker. I don't know what her taser looks like, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Some firearms are pretty light and stuff. I don't know the weight difference, but in the height situation, I don't really see how you can make that decision. That's just like you're going to shoot somebody and you pull your taser instead of your fucking handgun. Like, I don't know. That's all I was talking about.
You mean to tell me she didn't see it? But let me ask y'all something. How would y'all feel if y'all got the call that was your nephew? If that was your son? If that was your brother? How would y'all feel?
You feel fucking horrible. Probably can't describe it. Undescribable. But could have been avoided. Who escalated it to the point where that could happen? Right? Just like y'all get mad at me about George Floyd. Y'all get mad at me about that shit. But if he wasn't on his bullshit, he'll be alive today. And I'm not talking about with the police. You know, I'm talking about before the police even got there. All that shit would have been avoided if he wasn't on his bullshit.
And then it said
and you look and that's my whole point. I said decision making. We make the worst fucking decisions on the fucking planet. I'm talking to Drip Skywalker and shit. Shout out to Drip Skywalker. This motherfucker, he's savage. He talk crazy as shit. You think he the most thugged out motherfucker in goddamn California. But, yo, cops pull your ass over, nigga, and tell you get out the car, nigga, get the fuck out the car. Tell you to be still, nigga. Be fucking still. Look at the army guy and shit. His shit, that's bullshit. They should give that goddamn soldier. He a motherfucking soldier. He's scared to pull over. The cops got the lights on behind his ass. All right, I'm back. Shit, the goddamn George Floyd goddamn trial shit. Yeah, intermissions, motherfucker. I got that shit too. So I'm back on the motherfucking scene. So like I was saying this shit, like we make the worst motherfucking decisions on the goddamn planet. Black people make some of the stupidest. It is not worse. It's stupid decisions. It's the difference between making a dumb decision. A dumb decision is you just don't know no better. This is a big difference between dumb and stupid. Dumb is like you don't know no better and you just do it. That would dumb mean, right? But stupid mean you know better and you did it anyway. And that's what we find in most of these police shootings, whether the cop is at fault or not. We see the person trying to be apprehended making stupid decisions. It's like how many fucking police shooters you see a day on the fucking internet and on TV for you, the cop to tell you to get out the car and you want to talk shit. The cop putting you in handcuffs and you want to snatch away from the motherfucking cop and jump in your motherfucking car. Like I did that video of that big old fat lady and shit, try that bullshit with the cop. That bitch licked off a shot at that motherfucker too. He smoked her big fat motherfucking smoked ham ass and shit. Smoked the shit out of her ass and rightfully so. And that's why I asked crash and died. Fucked up as it might sound. You can shit off with the goddamn shit. I don't know why I put that in the fuck up line. Hope my shit better now. But it's crazy. Like we make dumbass decisions. I mean, stupid ass decisions all the time. Look at a soldier I was talking about this shit. He a soldier. What the fuck he scared for to pull over? No, I think he had something in his motherfucking car. That's what I think. I don't know. I'm just saying. Usually when a motherfucker keep driving and shit, he's trying to hide something to get rid of something. Keep that shit real. I'm not talking to the white people. I'm talking to the niggas and the Puerto Ricans and shit and Hispanic motherfuckers right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You keep driving because you try to get rid of something. Oh, Lord, what I'm going to do with this weed. Oh, Lord, what I'm going to do with this coke. Oh, Lord, what I'm going to do with this pack. Oh, Lord. He was trying to bust a right or bust a left and throw something out the window or some shit. And then pull over like everything cool. What's the problem? The problem is your ass didn't stop. Yo, what up, Maggie? That shit crazy, man. It's like we just fucking retarded. All right, for your head said no accountability. They only want to find blame in others' actions and never think about how their own behavior may have led to their own demise. Absolutely. And that's kind of weird because I think usually you disagree with my ass and shit. So I find that shit strange as fuck. But shout out to you and shit for keeping it 100. Yeah, the open panel, y'all niggas want to come on and talk. Y'all come on up in here. All right, Shamian, don't do that up in here. Don't do that up in here. Don't do that up. Keep the shit serious. I know you like to joke around and shit. Time for jokes and shit. If you're gonna joke fucking with the goddamn topic and shit. Yeah, that's what's up. I respect that shit. That's what's up. Let's get Becky up in here. You're more than welcome to come on and talk. Like, we made some fucking retarded ass nigga ain't your ass supposed to be at work. Becky, ain't your ass supposed to be at work?
Yeah, I don't work today. I work tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. About to get out your ass.
At 2 o'clock. Don't worry. I know when I got work. I got a thing to tell me.
They in the parking lot on the phone and shit. I was like, oh shit.
No, I'm on my computer.
Okay, right out.
Although if I was in the parking lot, you'd hear people. I'd be trying to play it off like I'm just talking to someone.
But yeah, man. So with motherfuckers making, we got a double whammy of this stupid ass decisions, the stupid ass decision making. Usually it's on the motherfucking criminal side, but this time we see it on the goddamn cop side. And I think the lady might have been under the influence or something, or maybe she been overworked. But like, it's kind of fucking weird. I don't think the lady shot the man on purpose and tried to play it off like it was a taser, because that's a suicide mission right there. Like, how many motherfuckers going on this? Ain't nobody like white pride and white people like that. Like, white people don't even like white people like that much to go on a suicide mission. This ain't no motherfucking Islamic terrorist shit. Motherfuckers killing motherfuckers and going to jail with a smile and shit. No, this lady made a mistake, I think. But she might have been under the influence or something.
So wait, just so I know what happened. What happened?
All right, this young boy got pulled over for a traffic stop, right? Comes to find out the boy has a warrant. They're trying to arrest the boy. The boy snatches away, tries to jump in the car. The cops are trying to apprehend him and get him out the car. The lady says, taser, 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 but she got her gun in her hand. Right?
Oh.
She grabs her service gun instead of the motherfucking taser and shoots the motherfucker by accident. And then she says, oh shit. And the car pulls off, he crashes, and he dead. Now, she just got charged with second-degree manslaughter. And the people are tearing up the city and all types of fucking crazy shit. Now,
you know, it's a shame someone lost their life, and I don't really like that. But here's the crazy part: who really mistakes a gun for a taser? Right. They weigh differently. You can even feel the difference between a loaded gun and an unloaded gun if you use guns.
I would say that too, but I wouldn't actually say that the lady shot the motherfucker on purpose, like, because that's a suicide mission.
I mean, I don't know, but you know, the crazy thing is, I just can't get past that. That doesn't make any sense. That's like,
I think the lady's on drugs, something with drinking.
So this office, she was an officer, right? A police.
Yep. Officer, 20-something years, like 26 years. He's 48 years old.
So that makes even less sense now. That makes like no sense. So she should have known what a gun felt like. I mean,
yeah. Now, and she got it in her hand for a couple of seconds. Like, she gonna taser, like taser, because they said they have to say taser to let the other officers know that she's about to tase somebody, right? And she's saying this holding her fucking handgun. And now I noticed that the police have their tasers not on their revolver or on their handgun side. So if you're right-handed, you got your service gun on your right, and usually your taser is on the left, reverse. So you can reach over with your right hand, which is your strong hand, most people right-handed, and reach over to their left side and be able to grab that taser as a secondary. or they have it in front of them, or like on their, I see them have it on their chest, like mounted the holster on their chest or on the back, you know what I'm saying, or the back of their waist. Like, how could you make that mistake? Now, certain situation now, the kid got some gun charges or had gun charges or whatever. So it could be a violent offense, you know what I'm saying, where people have to be, it makes people more scared. Like the cops can be more scared. Like, you know what I mean? If a motherfucker just got a regular DUI or some shit, oh, you ain't supposed to be driving and shit, they're not pulling out their guns and shit on your ass. But if you got an armed robbery charge that's pending or some bullshit like that, they're on heightened alert. So like, she a dumb motherfucker. Like, she just as dumb as the fucking kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? For snatching away. The cop even Rob Rack say this, Drip Skywalker even say this shit. And we know how he act this shit. So this thing is like, shit, the cop tell you to get the car, get out the car. Cop tell you don't move, don't motherfucking move. But like we see the soldier that the incidents happened. He want to sue the motherfuckers now for not complying with the fucking police. Fuck, the police said, you want to ride this motherfucking lightning. Fuck, the cop said, you shouldn't be scared to get out this motherfucker. Right? Fuck all that shit. How you think they feeling? They got to follow a motherfucker now, a regular traffic stop, because they can't see your license plate. You got a car all black, all tinted out, you know, niggas, Puerto Ricans like tinted out shit. And you got the temporary registration, the temporary license plate in the window behind the tent. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's that visible or not, they pulling your ass over. Pull over. And now this is a soldier, and he talking about he's scared. And he a soldier. He talking about he's scared, and the police is behind him. It's not like some other motherfuckers behind him. Not like Al Qaeda behind his ass. You know what I'm saying? So he pulls in a gas station, like a mile or whatever, half a mile down the road. So they got to follow him all this way. Now the cops is like, what the fuck is going on? We got to follow this motherfucker. You're not pulling over. So their heightened security is at an all-time high. They treating that as a stolen car, so they pulling out their guns off the rip. They like, what's going on? What's going on? Why are you doing this? Get the fuck out the car, nigga. Get the fuck out the car. Why are you doing it? No, motherfucker, get out the car. It should be as simple as that. Get the fuck out the car. He asking questions. And then they let the nigga go. Because they said they didn't want his police record, his record to get fucked up in the military for being stupid. And now he want to sue the motherfuckers and shit. But that's a whole nother story. Let's get back on this topic and shit. Let's listen to what this lady got to say, this family member, about the kid. And then we're going to see who this kid really is.
Here, and people are trying to drag my nephew's name through the dirt. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. He didn't deserve to die. My nephew was a damn good kid.
He was a good kid. He never done nothing to nobody. My baby ain't never did nothing to nobody. He was a good kid. We're going to find out was he a good kid or not. Right? Cop tell you to stop. You stop. Rebellion. Rebellion.
He loved his family and we loved him.
Okay, pause it real quick. I want to remind people what that was.
Yeah, go ahead, Eggy.
That was the IUIC dude flipping out, which was really funny at the time, but it was really messed up in hindsight. If you guys have ever seen that video, he's talking about one of the early shootings that took place. Trayvon Martin, I believe it was.
We tell you to stop. Why you don't stop? Why you don't stop? Because rebellion.
Yeah. He said he was in rebellion to that white man, which the thing is, I can understand people not listening to someone who's just screaming at you, just, acting like they're the boss. It's like, who's going to obey any random screaming person? That's just nuts. But whatever. I wanted to give context. That's all.
Rebellion.
An accident? No, come on now. Everybody in this world saw that gun. You mean?
So if it was an assassination, because now if it was assassination, I don't think the lady would have said I made a mistake. Oh shit, I shot her. I don't think she would have came out and said that. if that was an execution. One of my relatives was executed by the police. It became international news. It was a very controversial shooting. He was a suspect in a robbery. He was only suspect because he was known for doing it. They found him in the area. He went in the alley. Said that he turned around and shot at the cops. The cops returned fire. He got on his knees and shot himself twice in the head and threw the gun about a good what? How far? I forgot what, maybe like 30 feet, 20 something feet away from him. You shoot yourself once in the head, you ain't throwing nothing. And you sure ain't gonna shoot yourself twice.
Yeah. Just so you know, when you do that, your motor abilities go out the window. Yep. They're non-existent. But the police beat the charges. It was funny. The cop that was there has now been fired from the police department. Him and his partner for looking at pornography and work. And the man has recently been charged with, I believe it was like some pedophilia type shit. That's what I was scared of. I saw something in the news about that, but yeah, I was thinking, I hope that doesn't go that direction because that would be messed up. Yeah, but this happened during the Rodney King thing. Not Rodney King. The OJ trial. What was that thing? Yeah, it was the OJ trial. It was around that time, right? Well, similar things happened in both Rodney King and OJ Simpson, but then again, OJ Simpson ran from the police. There's a big difference. This is the reason I mentioned that is the forensic guy that was in the OJ trial, that Asian dude, he's a professor at a college here in Connecticut that teaches forensics. And after the trial, he reviewed the forensic evidence and all that stuff. And he said there's no possible way that man shot himself. It was murder. But the trial was already over. So none of that shit, it didn't mean shit. Do you know the name of the you said coroner? No, he was a forensic scientist. Okay, all right. Because like the coroner is a different thing, but they do involve dead bodies. So his name was Lee or something like that. Something Lee, I believe his name was. He's a professor out there. I don't know if he still is, but back then he was a forensics professor here at a college for people that want to go to school to learn about forensic science and stuff. So he reviewed it after the case. I'll send you the I won't put it in here, but I'll send it to you on Twitter. Okay, all right, cool. Sounds good. I just was kind of curious. Let's listen to some more of this later.
Mean to tell me you thought it was a taser? I've owned over 20,000 volt taser. They don't feel nothing like a gun. Nothing like a gun. So y'all tell me, how would y'all feel if y'all got that call? That was my nephew. That was my blood. That was like my heart. My brother is my heart. Katie is my heart.
For a quick second, I got a friend down here, right? That's now deceased. And he was known for acting the fuck up. Wanting to fight motherfuckers every 10 minutes and shit. You couldn't say nothing to him. Even me, we in the house playing video games and shit. He whooped my ass all day in the video game. I beat him one time. I was like, I got your ass, nigga. Like, what? I'll fuck your ass up, nigga. But he would chill at your house, drinking all your beers, smoking all your weed, all types of shit. Like, right? This is back in the day and shit. Like, I had my little apartment and shit. Like, right? And, like, he was just off the ringer. Like, nobody could tell him shit. And then, one night, which it was weird because everybody tried to get him to leave that location. People that don't even hang out like that showed up and tried to get him to leave that location for all different types of reasons. And he decides to stay there and end up getting murdered. And guess what happened? No one really was surprised. There was nobody really, there go my girl and shit. Nobody was really surprised. Nobody was surprised by it at all. It was just like, oh well, shit. That's the life he lived. So that's what happened. What other Ivory Scales was going on?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good. I was gonna hit you when I was about to hit that live button, when I was about to start. And I saw you go live, and I'm like, damn. Yeah. So I'm up out here and shit, trying to make some sense and shit. And I know you've been doing some good stories. I watched one of the streams you did last night. Y'all go check out her channel too. You can put your link in the chat too. Okay. So everybody can get it. With this, I haven't really followed this at all until today. And this lady has been charged with second-degree murder, which I understand fully. And she should be, right? But people are, I'm showing this lady talking about the issue about her relative and stuff that was shot by her, right? And she's painting a picture of a good person, and this man ain't never did nothing to nobody, like type shit. You know how usually motherfuckers do. But the man was being arrested. The boy tried to get away. Right? Young kids do stupid shit like that, do dumb shit and stupid shit. And
right.
But
it costs our young kids. When they do stupid stuff, it costs our young kids when they do stupid stuff.
And it's a high price.
Right.
It costs a high price. And you
in the young man defense, really quick, he didn't know that he was wanted. So he probably felt that it was something crazy, because I shared on my platform, you should share it to yours also, where the court sent his he supposed to did like a FaceTime court date or whatnot. They sent it to the wrong address, so he never got it. So maybe he like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not wanted. I ain't miss court. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, you absolutely right. And when things happen, you got to be cool. But he a young kid, like 20 years old, and he see all the things on the news happen, and they like, fuck these motherfucking crackers and shit. I get it. When I was young, I was on some shit like that too. But
his mama white, so I'm pretty sure he ain't thinking like that.
Yeah, but like lucky enough, I didn't run across no shit like that. Know what I'm saying? Or have and was able to diffuse situations and shit like that. I have got in trouble with something where there was a court mistake, and that shit cost me a whole bunch of money and shit. Like, it was easily like thrown out and shit, but the shit preparing for the shit fucked me all up. But this, like, we have to make better decisions. Parents have to teach their kids. Like, I was on Drip Skywalker stream the other day, and I was telling them how my parents are older than most parents of people my age, and they from the deep South, like Jim Crow era, right? And they taught me, I want to say, how to navigate. Like, that's the best way I can come up with it. How to navigate through a racist society, or how to prevent preventive things so things don't happen. Like, right, all right, for example, I got my parents a big backyard when I was a little kid. I got a big backyard to play in. I don't got to go to no park. I got swing set, slide. I got motherfucking treehouse shit. I got all that shit, right? I ain't got no go nowhere. I'm in the back playing my motherfucking my ball. My ball go over the fence, right?
Right.
Then I hop that motherfucking fence and go in the neighbor's yard and get the ball. I got my ass tore up. My mother said, "Don't you ever go on nobody's property." And that's why I said the shit I said about a mod art, right? Now, she told me, you go knock on the neighbor's door and ask them, can you go in that backyard and get your ball? Right? And the neighbors be like, oh, you don't have to knock on the door and ask me to do that. You just go back there. Right? So I went and did it again. My mother said, what the? No, my mother ain't never cussed. But what did I tell you? I said, what? They said I don't gotta knock. What did I tell you to do? So every time that motherfucker go over there, I don't care if they tell you don't knock. You go knock on that door and announce yourself going in that backyard. So there won't be no confusion if something happens. I go in the backyard, something missing. I go in the backyard and all of a sudden they see somebody and they shoot me. Right? I go into a corner store. My mother will tear me up if I come home with my snacks, not a bag and no receipt. Let me come home with a bunch of candy or some chips or some little cupcakes or something like that, candy bars, and I ain't got no bag. She send me in the drugstore or something to get something. Let me come out of that mug with no bag and no receipt. See what happened to me. She would tear me up. I wish the cops got some whoop my ass and shit. So she beat me for some stupid shit like that. You get a receipt. So nobody can tell you that you stole. You got the evidence. You got the receipt. You got the bag. You don't just go buy a candy bar, pay for it, and put the candy bar in your pocket. And now they can stop you and say you stole it. But if you got a bag and a receipt, just like you go to Walmart, what they at the door checking your goddamn receipt and checking what you got. So there ain't no excuse. There's no excuse. If you got something and you ain't got the receipt, you stole it. And now it gotta be proved. You gotta be proven not guilty in court. And so when you do things, preventive things like that, there's no room. Like for them to put something on you. There's no room for it. So you have to be ahead of it. You have to be ahead of the game. You got to do preventive things to be ahead of the game. So you get a new car, you got temporary plates, right? You got tinted windows, and you gonna put it up in there. You know damn well nobody can really read that plate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to get mad at the cop for pulling you over. And now you want to get an attitude. Now the cop snatch you out the car. And something else might escalate. Where he might have a bad day and decide to whip your damn ass. But had the thing displayed the way it should be displayed, there wouldn't be no issue. So what? People like to steal the license plates. So what? If they steal it, you look at the back of your car every morning and people's out there stealing license plates. But you do things, especially in a world where they make things harder for African Americans.
They do.
Certain situations harder for us. So you have to be ahead of the game. You have to be 10 steps ahead. It's sad that you have to do that. I'm sure white people don't even think about shit like that. But for us, because our experience with this society, with racist society, and I say all the white people racist and shit like that, but I'm saying there's some that are. So you do the preventative things which are harmless to everybody, which is things you should do anyway, will prevent certain things from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Even Rob Wright, I think you know Rob Wright. He crazy as hell. And it shocked the hell out of me to hear him say that. He said, "Cop tell you get out the car, get out the car. Cop tell you to be still, be still."
Mm-hmm.
And when you see these shootings on TV, that don't turn you into that should have turned you into a hero. The one to talk shit to every cop you come across. That should have, when you get pulled, why you rather ask all these damn questions, nigga? Comply. And you go home. George Floyd had a zillion opportunities to go home. He shouldn't have died. It's wrong that man stood out his neck if that caused it. If that caused it.
I believe it did.
All right, you got the choice. But the decision going down in the courthouse, when the court, those jurors, They're gonna make that decision according to the law. How we feel, we not a juror. If we was a juror, that'd be something different.
Yeah, the decision is not going to be made according to the law because those jurors are just like me and you. They just people. They don't have law background, none of that.
Right. Right. But things are explained when you're a juror. There's certain things they prepare you.
It is, but they still will vote emotionally.
Yeah, right. You're right about that. But if I'm not mistaken, I think some of those people have to explain some of those decisions too. I don't really know. I haven't, I was called for juror and stuff, then I was dropped out of it and stuff. So I never actually got to the point to actually be like a juror on trial.
Yeah, it'll be easy for however they want to vote with that trial. It'll be easy because it's a lot of shenanigans. Like they intentionally brought people in to intentionally throw the jurors off. It's a circus. The entire trial.
It's a circus, but it's according to the law. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be up there doing that shit. Like they might do some slick stuff, like you said. They might put somebody in there that might confuse the juror or make them question the way they think it. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's your job. But that also brings out the truth sometimes in the trial. It brings out the truth. It might bring out that's not looked at.
Okay, well, this is the thing. They brought in the guy who's supposed to be like a specialist in training officers, but he has nothing to do with the Indianapolis Police Department. Okay.
Right.
They fired him because that's not a part of their training. But they brought this guy in, and they bring him in on a lot of police shootings to speak for the officer. And he clearly sit up there and he was saying stuff, to intentionally mislead the jurors and make it like, he was basically right. You just have to see it. We need to do a live on it. We need to pull up that footage and show the people and, basically elaborate on it because that was awful what they did.
Yep.
And he had nothing to do with that case.
Right. But he's considered an expert in both sides. And if I'm not mistaken, both sides have to agree. I don't think they could just pop somebody up there like unannounced or like, you know what I mean? Who the hell is this dude?
It ain't, but you can the prosecutors can say like, no, we don't want him, but all the judge got to do is overrule it.
Right. The judge will overrule it. Right. So like there's some type of fairness or whatever. Like, okay, this shit might be a little iffy, but we can still use this in court. Yeah, y'all can still do it or whatever. But let's get back on this. I want to play some more and what this lady had to say here. Now I want to get into who this kid was.
They took my man's life from him. My great nephew has to now grow up, not even knowing, not even being able to touch his father. You tell me, is it all right to take somebody's life over a misdemeanor warrant just for some weed? You got these politicians out here smoking weed. They ain't dead. You got all these people that just shot up the man that killed them Asian women. May they rest in soul. May they rest in peace. You got the people at the grocery store.
They didn't kill that man for smoking no goddamn weed. He wasn't supposed to be intentionally killed. That's not what's supposed to happen. He's supposed to be alive. He's supposed to be gotten shit phased out of it. But there was an error, a very negligent, fucking retarded ass fucking error on the behalf of the police officer that ended his life. But if his little ass would have stayed still and complied with the police, if he really was thinking about his children, what did he think was going to happen if he took off? What do you think would have happened if he took off? He was going to be arrested again and charged more. So in reality, he really wasn't thinking about nobody but himself. So to say about his kids and all that shit, fuck that. What about him? He wasn't thinking about their ass. When he out there doing the crimes that he do, he wasn't thinking about their ass. Maybe they was, I gotta feed my family and shit. Know what I'm saying? But you can get a job, motherfucker. Motherfucker, you can get a job. Motherfuckers is hiring, motherfuckers. I don't want to hear that shit talking about ain't no jobs out there. Niggas don't want to get the jobs that are hired. They low education ass. That's what it is. You gotta start from somewhere. Even my father said that shit. He old age and shit. He said, as long as you work, you can always have money. No matter where it at. No matter how much you make it. As long as you work, you're gonna have some money. Let's go.
You got the people of Bryan, Texas. You mean to tell me all three of them is still living? But my nephew is dead? Because now they want to use the justification of it was a mistake. You don't mistake a stun gun from a gun. You don't mistake that. If I made a mistake like that, I'll be in the jail cell. They'll be trying to put me under it. This not fair. We got several police officers and all in our family. I don't have nothing bad to say about them, but what I got to say is she needs to pay for what she did to my family. My family's blood is on their hands. My brother and my sister are hurting. How do we put life back together after this?
You know how? You know how you do it? You raise some more kids and teach them not to run the street and act motherfucking crazy. That's how you do that shit. You teach your kids to stay in school, go to college, and not hang out with knuckleheads and shit. And motherfuckers can stop their kids from hanging out with certain motherfuckers. Some parents don't fucking care and let their kid do what they want.
What makes you think that the young man is a hood rat?
I'm about to get to that. Matter of fact, let me get to that now. I'll get to that now. I'm tired of listening to that lady anyway. Let me get to that now. Get to that now. All right. Stop the shit. I get on the screen here. All right. All right.
Why are you getting to that? I got a question.
Go ahead.
Does it not bother you guys the fact that the police officers are above the law? She made a good point. If that was her, she would be in jail, hands down.
But police have certain rights that we don't. Like, all right, say like in my state, right? To shoot, you got a pistol permit. To shoot somebody, you got to be in danger. They can't just have the gun in their waistband. And you see, they like give you your money and the gun in their waistband. You can't shoot that thing. That gun come out, pointed at you, then you shoot that motherfucker. It's a crazy. I think I even heard you say something about that the other day. It's a fine line, and where a cop could be stopping somebody, and the cop, it might be just standing in front of the mirror, the side mirror, and the driver puts the car in drive and revs that engine. I'm just using this like I don't know the exact police procedures and shit, but I know if you start that damn car up and start to take off, here they can light your motherfucking ass up, riddle your ass with bullets because the cop is in a certain danger. Now on that trial that's going on now, the police officer said, yeah, like a cop doesn't have to go toe to toe with you. So you know how motherfuckers say, you punk ass nigga? I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Don't get caught.
Cops
Right?
don't have to fight fair.
Right. The cop ain't got to fight fair. You punch the cop ain't obligated to punch you back. He can pull out his taser, zap the fuck out you. He can pull out his baton, bust your damn head open. And then you retarded. Now you're on the ground with a split open head and you're going to be retarded for the rest of your life and shit. Like, know what I'm saying? That's not the cop's fault. Then he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to hit him. He didn't have to
but
swing.
you know that only applied to us, right? That was put in effect just like that qualified immunity was put in effect, and it was only for colored people. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Wait, say that again?
I said when about the officers beating people, pulling out their batons and tasers and all that stuff. That's not for everybody. That's for colored people. And they had put that qualified immunity in effect during the time, you know, when they was protesting and marching and everything like that to protect those officers, people from suing the officers and things like that. Now they're talking about lifting that up so the officers can be responsible when they out here killing and hurting people. But yeah.
What about, like you said, that what happened during, I guess, the civil rights movement and stuff, and that it was made for black people? Does that specifically say for black people? Or if it did, those laws still exist today?
Yes,
but I have some laws that are still in effect that shouldn't be, but that's what you find in the Ahmaud Arbery case and stuff. Like they have some things that was created, like you said, really for niggas, but the law might not say it's for niggas, but because of the situations of that time when it was created, you know what I'm saying? It was worded in a way that, okay, this is just the law. If anybody does this is what you can do. But it's saying specifically black people, I don't know. But the Civil Rights Act and there's certain laws, like it's like a loophole. I guess you can call that loophole. I don't know. But like you said, like some old laws, like there might be some laws from Civil War time that still are in effect in some states, in cities and towns here today that never been taken off or amended. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gotta correct this because we don't do this shit no more. Like this shit not ain't supposed to go on no more. We gotta change that law. So all the people out there that don't want to vote, all people out there that don't want to pressure their state representatives, the city council, and all stuff like that, it goes unanswered. It goes it doesn't get brought up. So these things go on, and then the people are like, why are they getting away with this? You know the law that they can get away with it because of this law. So what are you doing to fight to get rid of this law? And the people that complain, they're not even thinking about it. It might not even be on their mind that this law is in effect, or that law might not even affect them. So why should they even think about it? But it affects black community or Hispanic community. That Hispanic community and that black community supposed to go and help amend or get rid of that law. But we don't do that. And then we want to cry and whimper and shit like that. And when we got all the tools here in America to get things done, we all got the same motherfucking rights. And no matter what somebody tell you, we got all the white people, Hispanic people, all that shit. All these motherfuckers got the same. But it's whether you know these rights or not. Just like how some white people are taught about stocks and all types of things and stuff, that some almost normal American people do to help sustain their family and stuff like that. Where in a low income community where you have blacks and Hispanics or people that come from parents that come from no education, or parents that come from third world countries or whatever, and don't know these things to acquire wealth and keep wealth in your family, those we fall victim to it because of ignorance. Because of ignorance. Now, nobody has to tell you how to do this. these white people have gone generations and generations of knowing how to handle certain situations, knowing how to get that loan at the bank, knowing how to manage your money. Well, we didn't have that education, but it's not their fault that we don't have it. There should be some kind of sympathy or something set up where the problem is noticed and brought before the government, and the government do things, give funding for programs that help people to get these life skills. Like we were in school, we learn how to write checks and balance a checkbook. We was taught that in school. Some kids ain't paying no attention to it. Some people ain't got parents at home that gonna teach them how to balance a checkbook. Shit, some of their parents ain't got no goddamn bank account. So now you 20 and now you 40 something years old, you don't even know how to balance a bank account. Know what I'm saying? So it's not, I wouldn't say it's not the white man's fault or the government fault, but it's something that we have to work on. Why be ignorant of? We know all the rap songs. We know the lyrics.
The government is our problem. They don't teach the kids how to go out and create a job. They teach the kids how to go out and get in debt. They want you to go to college to learn pretty much what they can teach you in high school. You know?
That happens.
So why they aren't teaching kids how to fill out for different grants and things in a high school, you know, teaching them about LLCs and things like that, something that they can actually use. Why are they still learning about Hitler and Alexander the Great and all this other stuff that they are not going to use in life?
It's good information to know, to keep you like kind of culturally like what's going on. But yeah, you right. Those
now,
things
if they want to keep us culturally knowing of what's going on, they need. That's why they want to take Black history out of school, because see, now they're gonna have to teach the kids that the government was found guilty of killing Martin Luther King. The CIA is guilty of killing Malcolm X. You know, like teach our people what's really going on. Teach our kids that our people have been fighting for years. You know. You know, teach our people the truth about our people. We don't want to just learn about their history all the time.
But is there actually evidence of that, of the government killing Martin Luther King?
Oh yes, I have my documentary coming out soon.
Okay. We're gonna see that. Y'all make sure you subscribe to make sure you put the thing in the chat. Make sure you put your links in the chat. But let's get back to this joint right here. Duante Wright, killing by police officer not far from Minneapolis, sparked renewed debate about racism and policing in the U.S. Police said they pulled over Wright, a 20-year-old black man, on a routine. Now, they said black man, but he mulatto. His mama white. But that military person that was pulled over, they made sure they said he black and Hispanic. See how the news will play your ass on a routine traffic violation at about 2 p.m. on a Sunday in the city of Brooklyn Center. Officers say that when they sought to detain him on an outstanding arrest warrant, Wright attempted to flee, at which an officer fatally shot him. The nature and the relevance of the charges have been subject to intense debate and false rumors since Wright's death. Insider reviewed court documents that name Wright, one of which was a warrant for his arrest. Let's look at this warrant here. April 2nd, 2021, a gross misdemeanor warrant. The original complaint has been duly signed and filed with the Hennepin County District Court, right? $3,000 bail or $500 cash bail. Charge 1, carrying a pistol without a permit. Wait, I don't know if that charge 1 or not, but I'm just going to read the shit. Carrying a pistol without a permit in a public place. Gross misdemeanor, fleeing a peace officer by the means other than a I don't know why that'll continue or what. Maybe it opens up. Hold on. No, I can't click on it. All right, so that's the warrant signed. Carrying a pistol without a permit. But this is the man that loves his kids and all type of shit. In the aftermath of his death, police did not discuss details of the warrant that prompted officers to try to detain him. Nonetheless, the issue has been taken on a life of its own. One widely circulated claim held that Wright was likely unaware that police wanted to arrest him because of a clerical error related to his court appearance. Elsewhere, right-wing news outlets prominently feature Wright's legal history, and approach critics said amounts to downplaying the injustice of his being killed by the police. Documents of both cases, which Insider reviewed, are publicly available on an online record site run by the Minnesota court. First case, allegedly carrying a weapon without a permit and fleeing police. Documented case are filed under the reference 27 CR 21 4400. They detail Wright being charged with carrying a pistol without a permit and running from police. A complaint filed in March 4th, 2021 alleges that Wright had an encounter with police on June 30th, 2020 in Minneapolis. It says officers responded to a call about a man with a gun and found Wright in the car with other people. The complaint says that Wright ran away from the officers who chased but did not catch him. It said a loaded handgun was found in the car. Records show that Wright was due to attend a Zoom court hearing on April 2nd. When April 2nd came, the warrant was filed for Wright's arrest, suggesting that he did not attend the hearing. This was a warrant police were acting on, confirmed by the Daily Beast. Officer Martinez, a public defender who represented Wright, told Beast that neither he or Wright ever saw that document. He obviously didn't get it, and no one notified me, he said. The last document in the case was submitted on April 13th, and note that the case was being dismissed because of Wright's death, right? And this is talking about 17-year-old black male, the caller indicated a light complex 17-year-old male wearing a black shirt, shorts, and white shoes was waving a black handgun. The male then got into a white Toyota Camry occupied by 4 people when the driver wearing a red shirt. Officers located the car nearby with a person defendant Heran Dante Demetrius Wright, matching the person with the gun's description sitting in the back seat. Once out of the vehicle, defendant took off running with officers in pursuit and managed to evade. A loaded Ruger 45 caliber handgun matching the caller's description was found on the floor of the vehicle where the defendant had been sitting. Second alleged attempted aggravated robbery. Documents in the case are filed under the, let me make sure. Y'all still with me? Make sure my shit ain't fucked up. Y'all still here? Wait this a bitch.
Yeah, you're still here.
I thought my thing was out. Okay, all right. We continue. Documents in the case are filed under 27 CR 19 29 850. In December 2019, Wright and another man were charged with first-degree attempted aggravated robbery. The pair were accused of forcing their way into a woman's home and trying to steal $820 from her at gunpoint. Wright was arrested for breaking his bail conditions in that case last July. The document alleged that Wright was in possession of a gun and also failed to contact his bail officer. According to the records, Wright was again detained, but was released in September 2020 on bail. Documents show that he was due to attend court on August 2nd. There's no evidence of a standing warrant related to this case. This means police would have no reason to arrest him because of it. Duante Wright, the complaint submits the complaint that the court and states that there is probable cause to believe the defendant committed the following offenses. Charged aggravated robbery, first degree, Minnesota statute, blah, 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 blah. Maximum sentence 20 years or $35,000 fine. Offense level felony. As well as the 2 ongoing cases, documents show the case had been concluded. Wright was charged in 2019 with petty misdemeanors for disorderly conduct and fined after being found guilty. The document says that he pleaded guilty on a petty misdemeanor charge of selling marijuana filed in August 2019. Duante Wright aunt, Letitia Wright, hit back at those she accused of seeking to damage her nephew's reputation in an emotional call on CNN's Don Lemon's Tuesday. People are trying to drag my nephew's name through the dirt. It don't mean nothing. He didn't deserve to die. My nephew was a damn good kid. Damn good kid. People are trying to drag my nephew's name through the dirt. Okay, yeah, that's the thing right there. That's the thing I was explaining earlier. Some conservatives have sought to shield police from criticism over Wright's killing, pointing to Wright's past. Fox News host Jesse Walters went through allegations against Wright, including charges of aggravated burglary he was facing. He argued that the media outlets had obscured the details of the case due to their focus on racial injustice. Jesse Walters makes sure to read off Duante Wright's entire rap sheet, adding that he had just caught a charge about 6 weeks ago for aggravated robbery, which he was let out with no bail. He then ends his rant by saying, it's the rest of the media that's selling racism. Authors also misreported some contents of the documents dating the aggravated robbery charge to about 6 weeks ago instead of December 2019, right? People also use the documents to defend Wright, albeit based on a misunderstanding. Many popular social media posts, including widely sharp TikTok by comedian Walter Masterson, claimed that Wright was unaware of the warrant for his arrest, citing a document in the aggravated robbery case that had been sent to the wrong address, which has nothing to do, and it does not warrant that you try to escape the police. However, that claim does not hold because there was no outstanding warrant in that case, though Walter's lawyer separately made a similar claim about the other ongoing case. As of Wednesday morning, Masterson posted that he'd been removed from TikTok and YouTube after widespread pushback, including the fact-checking article by the Daily Dot. In the days since the killing, a new wave of protests have broken out in Minneapolis, with demonstrators accusing police of targeting Wright because of his race. The sitting on a knife's edge with the killing have taken place not far from where George Floyd was killed, and trial police officer accused of murder. Holy shit, I done shot him. That's what she said. Like the lady said. So, that motherfucker up there. Boom. All right. So, I don't know. He doesn't seem like the innocent kid and shit that this lady portrayed. Like with most young black teens and stuff in an urban environment, a lot of them that are seen, like, you know what I'm saying, the ones that ain't seen out studying or in school, college and shit. But the 20-year-olds that's out here running the street and stuff, you see that's not involved with sports, that's not active in activities, that just hanging around and shit. This is what you see they doing. And that's a crazy rap sheet, and this just a few years. Even with the errors, with the dates and shit, he got a fucking crazy record. And he has a thing for running for the police. He has a thing for running for the police and guns. But this lady just put it out there. He loved his daughter and all to know. He didn't do that much. If he kept doing the shit, you did something in 2019 and you still doing shit 2019, 2020, 2021. You still doing shit. And you got felony charges. Like, that's crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd was doing the same shit. What, it was like a couple years before. Went up in some lady's house and would have blow some lady head off and she don't give up the drugs and the money and shit. With the little kid sitting there. There people said it was a pregnant woman, but it came out that the woman wasn't pregnant, but that child, it was like a very young child that was in the room when it happened. And he ain't never did that to nobody. No, when you get a little kid, like, what was the little boy that the police shot that had the BB gun?
Is it Tamir Rice?
That was Tamir Rice? Yeah, so like Tamir Rice, right? Now, that boy, he is old enough to get in this shit. Like, nah, kids be getting in shit probably out there, but depends. Like, but I wouldn't let my kid out. All right, this is another story. Like, I'll tell how my parents, that preventive shit. I wasn't allowed to have a BB gun up here in Connecticut. But when we go down south on vacation, I had all the BB guns I want. I had high-powered BB rifles, BB pistols. I had motherfucking bow and arrows, crossbows. I had motherfucking slingshots with them big metal ball shots. Those shit gonna bust your shit. That shit like a damn gun. That shit hits you in the head, you gonna die. I had all that stuff, and I was a little kid, like 10 years old. And probably was younger. No, I know I was younger messing with all the BB guns and stuff like that. I couldn't bring that shit back up here. I'm in the woods down south. I'm on a big property. I can shoot birds. I used to murder birds. The birds used to hide when I come down. Oh shit, this little fat nigga back. This little fat nigga back. He gonna be wilding out for the whole week and shit, shooting everything. There wasn't a bird motherfucking shit. Yo, I was laying birds down, right? But I couldn't come up here. I snuck one of my BB guns back. I got my ass whooped. And I ain't never thought about bringing no BB gun back up here after that. But why would you let your kid, like you brought the kid didn't buy the BB gun on his own. I don't know where the kid got the BB. But most cases the parents might buy it or they might get it from a friend or something like that, right? Fireworks is the same thing. I could go down south, shoot fireworks to the fucking cows come home. All day and night, I can shoot fireworks. I used to take them shits apart and make my own goddamn fireworks, right? Fucking ATF and shit should have got my ass at like 8 years old. But I couldn't bring that shit back to Connecticut. I brought fireworks back to Connecticut. I snuck them back and got caught selling them in school. My cousin ratted me out. I ain't popped the fireworks since. That was 7th grade. I haven't popped the fireworks since. My ass got whooped so bad, I ain't popped the fireworks since. And don't care to. I look at fire, yo man, I got these fireworks. Nah, I don't want them shit, dog. I'm good. Because I get that flashback of that ass whooping. Know what I'm saying? And I don't really believe in beating the shit out of kids these days, but they should let that law slide for this like a couple of years. So at least one little generation, like, you know what I mean? At least 10, 20 years, they should let that law ride. Just to straighten out the community with parents that beat the shit out of their kids so they won't do stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then by then niggas be straightened out and shit like, yo, you can't be doing that shit. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But we have to make better decisions. The BB guns might be legal because they're illegal in my town. You can't have no air gun. Period. You go to jail. You don't care you're shooting it or whatever. You go to jail, you're not supposed to have it at all. But next town over, you can have them. You can have them in the next town over. But to let your kid have that, even if it's legal, and I'm going back to the days where the BB guns look like real guns. The BB pistol looked like a real pistol. It didn't have that little orange tip that by law I gotta have on it. I'm going back. I had one look like a straight Colt 1911. Like, well, I think that's 1911. They call it shit. Look exactly like that shit. Heavy as fuck, like iron. Like that shit was metal. That shit looked like a real gun. You cock that motherfucker back and everything. And shit. That shit was like a real gun. You can't buy that now because motherfucking kids get shot by the cops and stuff. But parents are still buying these things for kids and letting them go out in the street when there's things that they can get into that could cause them to lose their life. So how much do the parents really care for the kids? You know, some parents buy their kids everything because they ain't had shit growing up. So they buy them everything they want. But sometimes the things you buy them could cause their damn death.
Yeah, well, my kids know how to shoot guns.
Yep. But you teach them.
They already have a gun. You know, when they turn 21, they can get their gun license. They know how to operate it. They have a gun waiting for them.
Now, right, exactly. Now, what if you go in one of their rooms and they got a gun up in that motherfucker?
No, I'm not having it.
Shit. There's gonna be some shit going on that house that night. There's gonna be some shit.
You're right.
You know what some parents are saying? Get that gun out of my house. Get the gun out. So now you're telling the kid to take the gun out your house and go. You bring that gun back when you got it. Now you're gonna have him go out into the street and go give it back to the bad people and shit. To compensate more with the bad people that gave him the gun. You know what I'm saying? Parents be doing shit. Like they'll do some shit like that. And now the cop can stop the kid on the way to go and return the gun.
Right. If I find a gun, I'm not gonna let my kids keep it because or take it back to somebody because I'll think like, does this thing have any bodies on it? I'll go get rid of it myself. I got a gun like this. I'll get rid of it myself.
Yep. Or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it run into a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? You can give it to the cops and shit. Like the best thing would be to give it to the cop, but that could turn into some whole other shit with your kid involved with some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I mean? Like you said, you try to get rid of that motherfucker yourself because you already know what time it is. Kids get in trouble. But like it's crazy, like, and how we gonna how can we sit here and complaining about what's happening? And some of these cops, they not at fault for doing some of the shit they do. They out there protecting. These motherfuckers got kids too. Like people act like the cops ain't got no kids, ain't got no family. I know a dude out here, this white dude, shot a cop in his motherfucking chest. White dude. His ass was in jail. Like he was from the project. He was like the only white boy in projects and shit. He shot a cop in the motherfucking chest. And his wife, he had just brought a new vest. And he wasn't gonna wear the vest that day. So they said the wife called him back and made him put that fucking vest on. And he went out there and this motherfucker shot his ass in the motherfucking chest. And that vest saved his damn life. I know the kid. I talk to him all the time. He did mad years for that shit. Shot that motherfucker in the chest. Now this is a white kid and shit. He got served his motherfucking time, but he grew up in a horrible environment. A horrible environment. Not just, I don't know about his family environment, but just the environment of where he lived. Horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see motherfuckers get their kids get shot up, and then they got another. I got 3 kids and shit that died. And you still living in the same motherfucking house in the same goddamn neighborhood, and you got 2 growing up, and you ain't think to change. Like how you parenting your kid? There's a store out here, right? That has mad bodies, mad motherfuckers died in front of that damn store. Like mad motherfuckers died in front of that store, right? And it took the owner's son to get killed out there for him to close the store. It's kid to die. I mean, probably if I could think, probably like 50 motherfuckers died in front of that damn store, like dead ass, and probably like a 30-year span, probably. And it took his son to get murdered out there for him to close his doors. And it was open all night as the bootlegger. You go in there and get your Henny at 3 in the morning because the liquor store is closed at 10 o'clock out here. But back before they closed, that store closed up. He closed that store. The liquor store closed at 9. And you can't buy no more liquor until 9 in the morning. So after 9, niggas go to the bootlegger. They go over there, they get their liquor, get their Hennessy, their little naughty head, fucking Seagulls gin. They get their little, you know what I'm saying? Or what they have back there? I don't know. Nah, Ciroc wasn't even in. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Mostly Henny and shit. You see a Hennessy, and you got all the drug dealers out there. You go in there 3 in the morning. The store got 15 niggas in there just chilling, just posted up chilling. They in the corner of the store rolling a blunt. selling everything you can imagine. And it's his son to die for him to close that damn store. Where it should have been closed years ago. Or he could have curbed the activity that went on there. Stop hanging out in front of my store. You're not going to hang out in front of me. I'm going to stop bootlegging.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy about that is I know exactly what you're talking about. I can actually envision that.
Yeah.
Bunch of people just hanging out in front. Like that's called loitering.
Yep. Absolutely. But you know, back then in that neighborhood at about 8 o'clock, you see the last cop. After 8, you don't see no more cops until about 5 in the morning. So between 8 and 5 in the morning, you got a neighborhood where there's no cops patrolling. It's just Niggerville. Motherfuckers just running and ripping all night long. All night long.
Question.
Go ahead.
Now, when you think about a neighborhood like that, do you think that a woman cop should patrol that neighborhood?
Personally, I would say no. But as American, I guess you could say, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. But, because you know, like, motherfuckers like women's rights and all this bullshit, they can do everything the man can do. Like, I could have, like, now I'd be like, yeah, I guess. But really in my head, I'm like, nah. Like, this is the way I'm thinking right now. This is Hebrew Israelite coach shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it funky. But I kind of, like, don't believe the shit, like, still, like, know what I mean? I could be wrong for that. Like, know what I'm saying? I'll change, I'll work on it. But it's...
Well, when researching this case and, you know, the Botham Jean case and everything, some local things that has happened, I'm convinced that I don't believe women should be officers.
That's what we taught in the code. We were saying women aren't good at making decisions under pressure, and their emotion could cause everybody to get fucked up and die.
Correct.
Like if you got a woman fireman, right, and there's a house on fire, and y'all in there trying to fight the fire, find the people, and the marshal outside, the house about to come down, everybody out of that motherfucking house, right? Then they're gonna start making their way out that motherfucker. The woman is gonna hear a child, or there's a kid in here. She's gonna jeopardize everything to get that kid and not think about the safety of the whole crew. You know what I'm saying? There's cops that do daring things and break procedures to save lives and stuff like that. And sometimes they end up good, but sometimes they end up bad. So it's a child, yeah. People have a lot of emotional things for children and stuff like that. But that one child against the death of that child and 8 other firemen, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
I don't think I'd be able to do it either.
The lives. Now, they're not, those other firemen might not want to leave her in there. They telling her to come on, and now they got to hesitate and waste time trying to get her to come on or trying to go find out where the fuck she at when she supposed to be making her way out to. You know what I'm saying? And the whole building come down to kill everybody ass. And now you ain't got no firemen for the next fire. So they should only let like some, I don't know, I'm trying to be funny right now and shit. They should only let some old like bull lesbian like chicks and shit be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to keep it fun. I was keeping it real and shit. But like, you know what I'm saying? If they're gonna let women in there, your ass gotta
Well,
be
I
like,
don't know, because I believe Amber Geiger is like a lesbian woman, and you know, she killed Botham.
Huh. Yeah, a lot of
we are quicker to react. If you noticed with the young man with the Wright situation, the officer that was arresting him, he got away. The officer was like smirking. He was watching him pull off like, okay, I'm gonna catch you. I'm not gonna do all this with you. But the woman, she proceeded to shoot him, like she's gonna make this arrest, or I don't know. But it's just that women, I feel that we are more aggressive than men also.
And I got no comment on that. I'm just I was about to call it because I'm like, this is getting too thick for me. I'm gonna not a night, but I'm gonna just say, yeah, what's up, Killa? I'm out, man. The gender war thing ain't my thing at all.
I'm a hush. No, y'all go ahead. I'm a hush.
All right, well, I'm still going. It's just that would be my reason if anything. But I'll catch you later next time, Killa. Take care, man.
All right, nigga, thanks for going. Niggas like shit get too hot for me. We're going out of here and shit. Got black women in both to cuss my white ass out and shit up this moment.
No, but but do you not think that that's a conversation that needs to be had? Even in working in those prisons. I worked in a prison for like 6 years and I just stopped because I couldn't, when those men get to fighting and things, I'm not breaking you up. I'm calling code red. Somebody will get hurt because I'm not finna sit there and try to break y'all up. We're gonna have to wait to reinforcement come. And and if something, pop off, I just feel like women, I don't know. I just don't feel that we should work in those fields. Being that I worked as a, prison guard and all we had was mace. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is not enough. And the males had to come to my defense.
Right.
And so I'm pretty sure it works the same way with the officers. A lot of things women cannot handle that the males have to handle. And not only that, like the training, they have to accommodate the women because they don't do the full active training that the males do. They might run and do light work, but they're not moving cars. They're not doing the full, training.
Right. Yeah,
I don't
man.
know. I just thought that is that a conversation that needs to be had because we think that we can do everything that men do, but some things should be for men. I feel
that's heavy right there and shit. Yeah, that's heavy. Like that's a really good topic. And like I said, I learned that shit in the cult. Like I never thought about it until like I joined the cult and they kicked that stuff with me. And like I don't want to like say that it should be segregated like that, but in a way,
right, I feel it.
Like I understand it. And some of those cops that you had to call for help, they don't even want to break the motherfuckers up. They're like, shit, what the fuck you calling me for? And shit, I don't want to come do that shit. Like, know what I mean? So, like, yeah, man, it's crazy. And a woman, yeah, she can be like, she's physically not as strong as a man. And like, so, like, I don't know, it's bugged out. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that got to be discussed. And but it seems like the things that I don't know. Well,
yeah, I used to think that we can do anything a man could do, but now, growing older and wiser and looking at certain situations, I have a different outlook at it now, I guess.
Right.
That's the reason I brought it up. I was just seeing, did someone else see it that way, or was I the only person that looking at it this way?
And we saw that displayed in that video when that lady pulled out her taser. I mean, pulled out her handgun, thought it was the taser, but the handgun. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was scared, like, oh shit. And that nigga carry guns. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, shit. Her mind all flustered and shit. She might have took a whole bunch of fucking 4 bottles of 3-hour energies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fuck around and get that stupid ass call. Like, you know what I mean? get a stupid traffic stop. Okay, I can handle this and shit. I done drunk all these 4-hour energies and shit. This shit got me shaking like a leaf and shit. I'm half retarded. I might as well brought some coke and shit. I done drunk all these things. I might as well got some coke. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so those cops get high. Like, yo, this bad cops that get hot. Like, there's a lot of cops that get hot on the job. And like they pull you over and you looking in their eyes like, God damn, what the fuck was you fucking with? Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a guy pull me over multiple times on the same spot. And that motherfucker be shit-faced drunk. And I'll be fucked up too. Fucking car smell like weed, all types of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm guilty as fuck. I'm caught. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got the whole back right next to me. And that motherfucker be sitting there. One time he came in the car, he was just drooling. Like, that's how he came to the window. He was just looking at me through the window and he was just drooling. Yo, that shit was crazy as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit. Like, this nigga, I was like, yo, you wildin', yo. He said, wow. He said, what's wrong with you? And I'm looking at him like, motherfucker, what's wrong with you? I had that Jamaican root tonic shit. This is what I was like. I was Hebrew. All that Jamaican roots tonic and shit, right? And it said I had some crazy name like something turbocharge or something like it was called like. And he said, oh, well, you had some that looked like you had too many of those turbochargers or something like that. Yeah, I was like, oh shit. And I wanted to say, motherfucker, it looked like you had too much of what the fuck you had, motherfucker. And shit, and he would always let me go and shit. He would just fuck with me and shit and be laughing about it. He was fucked up. Like the motherfucker was drooling. You know, he's the motherfucker just drool. He was just at my window just drooling. Like long ass drool. You know, like a little kid a drool and then suck that shit back up in his mouth. He was doing that shit, yo. That shit was crazy as hell, yo. The drool was going down like a foot and a half. That motherfucker was sucking it back up in his mouth and shit. I was like, yo, this nigga crazy, yo. Stop driving that way. Yo. But yeah, man, stuff that I don't know. We gotta talk about shit. But, I'm gonna get up out of here, Ivory. Yo,
okay, bro.
More of these streams.
Good chopping it up with you.
Yup, we gotta do some more of these streams. Definitely.
Okay, anytime. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Yup. So yeah, everybody, Killer B, the goddamn witch finder general. You got a witch, I'm burning their asses up. And I just advise all y'all motherfucking niggas out there, make better decisions. You wind up big. So with that, y'all, I can head up out of here. Witch finder general. Shit, what's going on here? Shit can never fucking work the way I wanted it to work. It's crazy.
The Witch Finder General.